everyone, welcome to Ashwin's Astrology. I hope you liked my video so far. Kindly like, comment and share the videos among your friends and family circle. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon to receive instant notifications. Sun, the king of all the planets, transits to Libra Rashi, that is Tula Rashi on October 18, 2023, and at that time Moon will be in Scorpio Rashi. Sun, when it enters Libra, it conjuncts with the south node of Moon, that is Ketu, which is a Chaya Graha. So Sun will come in the Rahu Ketu axis where already Mars and Jupiter is present. So this will trigger some unpleasant events across the world, and this video we will discuss about those kind of events. So firstly we'll look into Murti Nirnaya concept, based on which we predict for individual moon signs how this transit would be, whether it will give auspicious, inauspicious or average results like that, because Sun will be debilitated in Libra Rashi. Sun, who is the king of all planets and which denotes governance, politics, will be debilitated, will be in Neecha Sthan in Tula Rashi, and this will definitely bring a lot of political changes across the world. So this transit is very important because it's in Rahu Ketu axis as well. As per Murti Nirnaya, we have to take two kinds of moon, that is Janma Rashi Chandra, which is natal moon, and Gochara Chandra, which is transit moon. So as per Gochara Chandra, moon is in Scorpio Rashi, and based on your respective natal moon, that is Janma Rashi, if it is Meena, Mesha, Vrishabha, Mithuna, we have to count from that house till the where moon is present in transit time. So at that time of transit of Sun to Libra, moon was in Scorpio. So if we consider Mesha Rashi, it will be 8th house. So based on this, we'll make the predictions for individual moon signs. So this is a short and sweet kind of predictions which we can use in Murti Nirnaya concept. So for Vrishchik Rashi, for Mithun Rashi, as well as for Makar Rashi, it will be Swarna Murti. So this will give highest auspicious results during this 1 month time period. So the Sun transit to Libra will bring highest auspicious results to Mithun Rashi, Vrishchik Rashi and Makar Rashi. For Tula Rashi, for Karkatak Rashi as well as Meena Rashi, it will be Rajata Murti. That means it will give auspicious results, but not greatly auspicious in the case of Swarna Murti. In the case of Vrishab Rashi, Kanya Rashi as well as Kumbha Rashi, it will be Tamra Murti. So it will not be good results, it will be average kind of results. And for the rest of the Rashis, that is Mesha Rashi, Dhanur Rashi and Simha Rashi, it will be Loha Murti. It will give bad results. So this transit of Sun to Libra is not considered good for these three Rashis. So this is the transit predictions in a short and sweet manner based on Murti Nirnaya concept. Now coming to the general predictions based on the Sun Ketu conjunction in Libra, which is from October 18, 2023 to October 30th, 2023. If we cast a Kundali at this time, at the time period Sun transits to Libra, this is how it looks like. So with all the planets here, you can see it will be Karkatak Lagna at that time, and Sun will be debilitated in the 4th house. 4th house is also house of throne, and Sun being the second lord in the 4th house is not good. So this may trigger some unpleasant events in governance, politicians' life also, in their personal life also, because Sun is the second lord, the family also. So all these will be affected, and Sun is afflicted here also. Sun Ketu will be in within 1 degree, and both of them are in Chitra Nakshatra 3rd quarter, and Sun will be debilitated as well as Vargottam also, because this is a Chara Rashi. So first Navamsha will be Vargottam also. So this is something we have to remember. So this Sun Ketu conjunction in Libra is not considered good because it is the Grahan dosha. And we know on October 14, 2023, there was solar eclipse which was not visible in India but mostly visible in north and southern parts of America, Canada, and also the small islands like Panama, Jamaica and all. So this part of the world witnessed this solar eclipse, and the effects of this eclipse would be majorly seen in these parts of the world. And after October 18, when Sun conjuncts with Ketu, we see the unpleasant events triggered out of this conjunction across all the parts of the world. So, if we have to say what could be the general predictions for the whole world or for specific parts of the world also where it will be in major, because India or any other country will not face much amount of results the way America and the all Western countries will face at this time period. So if we see for the general predictions, it will be like this. So natural calamities or troubles will be more for North and South America and to Canada as well. And there will be major political changes in USA and Canada. On October 19, 2023, even Mercury also will join this combination, this party in Tula Rashi. So on October 18, only Sun, Ketu, Mars will be in Tula Rashi, but on October 19, even Mercury will join this. So that's why this will even trigger the Federates also. So Federates may go up on or after October 19, 2023. We already have speculations that Federates may go up or not go up and all, but that will be very clear after on or after October 19, 2023. And because there is Sun and Ketu conjunction along with Mercury, who represents skin, and also Mars which represents heat and all these kind of infections, because Mars, Mercury also will get conjunct here along with Ketu, and Ketu is virus. So all these four planets, and also we can see Venus Sun has gone via exchange also. So in the Venus Rashi, Sun is there and Sun is in the Venus Rashi. So because of this, we may see unusual virus or skin related diseases which may pop up, especially in St. Louis or Atlanta or Washington DC or these parts of the America itself, and this will be the origination point. And for Los Angeles, California, they may face earthquake or fire related accidents, and there could be public disturbances as well, because Los Angeles, California, they all are represented by Leo and Virgo signs. So Agni Tattva and Prithvi Tattva Rashis they are. So based on this, I am predicting that they may face earthquake or fire related accidents, or there could be some public disturbances as well. And Brazil, very importantly, which is represented by Scorpio sign, will face some problems due to foreign elements. And Toronto may face again communal issues, because for Toronto, which is represented by Dhanur Rashi, Dhanur Lagna, so 9th Lord will be going to 11th and 11th in 9th. So there is a 9 and 11 exchange for them. So communal issues may raise again, and because 9th Lord is coming in Rahu Ketu axis, so this will again trigger them problems, and this may cause major problems this time. So Canada should be very, very careful in handling communal issues this time, or else this may cause some lives as well. So these are some amount of general predictions for Sun Ketu conjunction. So now let's move on to individual moon sign predictions. So if we see the individual moon sign predictions for Mesh Rashi, it will be 5 and 7 exchange. So there will be new beginnings, something in education, relationships, or new partnerships as well in the business, or new love relations also is possible at this time period for Mesh Rashi. But because Sun Ketu conjunction is there in the 7th house, they have to be very careful in terms of work, because Sun represents workplace, and as well as Mercury also will be joining in after October 19. So they might feel more stressed out and may have to handle more and more amount of work at workplace, because from 10th house this will be the 10th, 7th house. So, and this is also the main house also. So for partnerships or for any kind of activities which involves public or which requires public relations may cause some problems for them, and also they might be very busy also at this time period. And in terms of health also, especially for skin related, they have to keep a check on that. So this is for Mesh Rashi. So there are good and bad also, because there will be some new beginnings also in terms of education, in love relations also. But there are some concerns from health and work perspective as well. For Vrishabh Rashi, it is 4 and 6 exchange. So their mother's health, that is Vrishabh Rashi people's mother's health could be a concern, and also their own health will also be in concern, because Venus is not just 6th lord, even the Rashi lord also, and he is in exchange with 4 and 6. So they have to keep their health also on check, and also on their mother's health, and they have to be very careful while riding the vehicles, because Sun and Venus exchange. Venus represents vehicles. So this is not a good time period, and Venus is currently in Purva Palguni Nakshatra. After few days, Venus will go to debilitation, and that will trigger different kinds of events, which I will make a video in future. So currently for next 12-13 days, they have to be very careful while riding vehicles until Ketu is in 6th house. So once Ketu moves out of Tula Rashi and moves to Kanya Rashi, they are free from that. Next for Mithun Rashi, it is 3 and 5 exchange. So you can see here, for Mithun Rashi, it is Sun who is going to 5th house and 5th lord Venus coming to 3rd house. So this may trigger some amount of conflicts with the siblings, especially younger siblings, and it will also trigger some great events in their personal life also. That is, their children may achieve something great in their life because of 5-11 axis, because Jupiter, Mars and also Sun. So Jupiter Sun coming here is a kind of a Raja Lakshana Yoga also, but it is blemished also because of Rahu Ketu. So after some days, you may feel that your children may perform well, or if Mithuna Rashi's children are appearing for any competitive exams, they may do well in those exams. They may even get scholarships also if they are trying for that. So all this depends on even the children's horoscope as well. So this will be a pleasant time period for Mithun Rashi people from their children's perspective, but health is also a very important part which they have to keep in check, especially for their children health, because 5th lord in 3rd house and 3rd lord in 5th house, and afflicted with Rahu Ketu axis also Jupiter, who is the natural Putra Karaka. So this is not a good sign as well. Coming to Karkatak Rashi, 2 and 4 exchange. So this is a good one in terms of monetary factor. They may receive some good amount of income from mother, and also from family life perspective, there could be some auspicious occasion, or they might have some pleasant occasion at home as well. A good family life, or good taste of food, or they might enjoy luxurious and comfortable life as well. Simha Rashi, 1 and 3 exchange. So there could be some improvement in the relation with siblings, but because Sun is debilitated in 4th house and along with Mars, because Mars represents younger siblings also. So this may lead to some conflicts, but over the time, with lot of patience, they may actually try to resolve this. So they have to give some time, and that's how it can work. So for Simha Rashi people, it is advised to be it is advised to stay calm also, because Saturn is also aspecting and Jupiter is also aspecting. So there is a time for them to transform themselves as a better person in their lives. Coming next to Kanya Rashi, there is 2 and 12 exchange, and this is definitely gonna trigger monetary issues. They may feel that money which they are earning or money which they have saved is not enough, and they may incur more and more expenditures also. So they have to keep a check on the expenses and try to avoid as much as possible, because for Kanya Rashi, even though Mercury is exalted right now there, they are able to maintain, but once Mercury goes to the 2nd house, he also becomes afflicted with Ketu and Mars, and with Sun he is forming the Buddhaditya Yoga. That's a different thing, but Saturn is in 6th house, Rahu in 8th house. So till now they were able to maintain because Mercury was in their own Rashi and was exalted. But now once Mercury moves out of the Rashi on October 19, they may start facing that monetary issues and they have to be very careful. So each and every rupee, each and every dollar which they spend, that has to be checked multiple times before going for that expenditure. Now coming to Tula Rashi, it is 1 and 11 exchange. So because of Ketu in the Rashi, it was not a problem to a great extent because the way Rahu was causing the problem, but Sun Ketu conjunction in the Rashi may trigger huge amount of hair loss, hair fall, and also migraine issues. Mars Ketu already causing, and Mercury also will come and join this, so this might trigger some nervous disorders also, and especially migraine also, and they might feel like they are completely stressed out and they are in pressure also. So this definitely is not a good time period, so they have to keep up their patience till 30th of October and until Ketu moves out of their Rashi. So once Ketu moves out of their Rashi, this combination of Sun, Mercury, Mars will be much pleasant than it was before, because Ketu was the one who was spoiling it here, and even though there was an exchange between 1 and 11, they were getting good amount of gains, but they were not able to contain it, or somewhere they used to feel that it is not visible to them, but that problem will not occur once Ketu moves out of Tula Rashi. So till October 30th, they are advised to have some amount of patience. Next, coming to Vrishchik Rashi, it is 10 and 12 exchange. So for Vrishchik Rashi, 10 and 12 exchange is very good from work point of view, because Saturn is aspecting 10th house and also Jupiter is aspecting 10th house, so it can trigger job change in workplace, and also foreign travels are possible because 10 and 12 so is also, and also 11th lord is joining in the 12th, so they might go abroad for short assignment from work, or a long distance travel is also possible at this time period. And once Rahu Ketu changes their sign, their other house like 5 and 11 get activated, and there will be a different set of predictions which I will be coming with a new video by this month end. So until October 30th, they will have some changes in the workplace which they would have already had also in few months ago, but definitely foreign travels is something if they are planning for, and if they are forecasting that it can happen in next 2-3 weeks, then this is the time it can happen. Coming next to Dhanur Rashi, it is 9 and 11 exchange. So this is a very good exchange, and this will give success in almost all kinds of endeavors. So 9th lord Sun in 11th and 11th lord in 9th. So this cancels the Sun's debilitation in all for all the Rashis, but the conjunction with Ketu is what causing the problem here. And again 12th lord in the 11th house and 9th lord in the 11th house. So this will also trigger a long distance travel for them. So if they are planning to go abroad, or if they are planning for any settlement in abroad also, this could be a possible time period for Dhanur Rashi. And there will be a huge amount of gains and increase in fortune as well. Then for Makar Rashi, it will be 8 and 10 exchange. So there will be again change in work, and also some troubles in workplace or in career as well. So there could be some sudden and drastic changes which may not seem to be favorable for them at initial stage, but over the time, because of Rashadipati Saturn aspecting the 10th lord Venus, this will prove to be a favorable change for them. So they are expected to maintain their patience and wait for the time to act. So for Makar Rashi, it will be a good time period overall. That's what I can say. For Kumbha Rashi, it will be 7 and 9 exchange. So if they had any kind of problems in marital life, now those problems will start solving, and fortune may favor them. So they might have some good amount of favorable time. They may spend a good quality of amount of time with their partner, and they can go for a long distance travel also. 7 and 9 exchange, and also with 10th lord Mars joining this, so your spouse may achieve something good in his or her career. So this also would be a good time period for Kumbha Rashi. But Sun Ketu conjunction in 9th house is not good for your father. So kindly keep a check on your father's health, and this is very important for Kumbha Rashi people, because with Saturn in Dhanishta Nakshatra and also Sun Ketu in Mars Nakshatra. So this is like in a trine actually. So this should not trigger unpleasant events, but this will definitely cause some amount of disturbances in your father's health, and this is for sure, because Sun is the natural Pitrukaraka, and all of them in the Mars Nakshatra and Mars in the Swati Nakshatra, which is Rahu's Nakshatra, is not a good sign, because Rahu is currently in Gandan. Till October 30th, he moves out of it, and even after that, for few days, he will be in Gandan. So, somewhere till mid-November, we will have the similar kind of situation, and till that time, Sun and Mars, along with Mercury also, will be there in Tula Rashi. So, not just till October 30th, till November 14th or 15th, if they can be able to keep a check on their father's health, that will be very probable, or that will be a very feasible situation for themselves, for Kumbha Rashi. Now coming to Meena Rashi, there is 6 and 8 exchange. This is a very good Viparit Raj Yoga. Both Harsha Yoga and Saral Yoga is forming. But this will invite more and more troubles, and also will bring some amount of fortune also, because 9th Lord Mars is in 8th house. So being a Trikona Lord, even though placed in 8th house, it has to give some amount of solutions for the problems which are caused by Sun and Venus. So Sun and Venus will bring the problems, as well as they will even solve the problems also. Viparit Raj Yoga it is. And there is a Neech Bang also of Sun. So that's the reason we see all these yogas creating multiple kinds of effects. And that's why now again for Meena Rashi also, which is in the Papakartari Yoga, they need to have some amount of patience. And that's why they have to be very keen on whenever they get any trouble for next 1.5 years also. Because if Rahu moves to Meena Rashi, definitely it will trigger some problems which will not let them sleep also, because now only they have a lot of sleep issues because of 12th Lord in 12th house, and also Vakri in Dhanishta Nakshatra. So once Rahu moves to the Rashi, they will have a much more set of problems which Rahu can cause. So hence they are advised to keep some amount of patience before dealing with any kind of stuffs. And also 7th Lord will be going to 8th house. So this may trigger some problems to their in-laws, or to anyone in their family life also, in their spouse side family life also. So that is also advised to keep a check on them. So these were the individual moon sign predictions based on Sun and Ketu conjunction in Libra, which is happening for 12 to 13 days. I hope you liked it. Kindly provide your feedback in comment section, or write to us at ashwinsastrology@gmail.com. Until I come up with the next video, which is on the Rahu Ketu transit. Thank you and have a good day.